one of the worst things that happens with entrepreneurs is when they start hating their business, when they start feeling resentment towards their business. When you know what you should do, but you don't do it because you feel something within you just pushing you away from it. When you start waking up losing all excitement to actually get to work, to open up your computer and to do the thing that you know you should be doing. When you know what content to put out, what content to create, but you just can't get yourself to do it. And it starts to feel that you have this resentment towards your business. I know because I've been there. I think every entrepreneur has been there. And over the years of mentoring entrepreneurs, I've seen this multiple times. And what happens is this is kind of the biggest self-sabotaging behavior is they do it and this kind of resentment starts to take place. So we think, oh, it's the niche, let me change the niche. Oh, it's the strategy, let me change the strategy. Oh, it's the system, let me change the system. And even though this is partially right, this is very sabotaging because you can't stick to one thing to make the business work over a certain period of time. So in this video, I want to solve it for you and I want to help you gain the love back into your business. Gain the love back into the creation that you're putting out, because business is the highest calling. Business is the thing that's going to help you become free, while at the same time making everyone else around you free. So your employees, if you don't have employees, your family, your loved ones, etc. Anyway, let's just get the ball rolling. So here's what happens, and here's how to deal with it. You might, and I'm going to give random examples right now. You take your own examples, but I want you to take the thinking and the framework behind it. You might love psychology, so let's write in white. You might also love sports. You might also love your family. You might also love Formula One, so racing. You might also love energetic work. So healing, etc., energetic work. You might also love strategy games. Whatever it is, whatever you love. Now, what most people do is they have all of those things that they love outside of the business, and then they have the business. And what the business looks like is show up every day, do the work, create content that makes sense to your ICP. So content for ICP, marketing, ads or outreach, depending on what you do. I don't do both. I do pull marketing, but whatever it is that you do, you have the business and you have your life. You have the business and you have your hobbies. You have the business and you have the things that you enjoy doing and creating in the world. And what happens is you follow strategies blindly. You follow systems blindly. Someone tells you this is what's working, so you take it and apply it. Someone else tells you this is the other thing that's working, so you take it and apply it. And what happens over here is you're working on something and then you're loving something else, and there's a disconnect that takes place in the middle, where it's either I'm working on the business, either I'm doing something for myself, for my family, about the things that I love. And at the beginning, it makes sense. In the beginning, it's not such a big deal. But over time, you start to feel that the business is taken over. You start to feel that the business is boxing you. One niche, one strategy, one thing to do, one action to take. And this is your life. And you feel boxed in. Now what happens with just Ted, my dog, he's sitting in front of me right here, sleeping. I don't know if you could hear him. He snores, by the way. There's a dog that snores. It's Ted. And take Ted, for example, put him in a cage. He goes wild. Now look at him. He's roaming freely pretty much in the office, moving around, doesn't care about anything. Take the exact same dog, put him in a cage, and he will want to break free from the cage. And when you create a cage for your business, one niche, one topic, one strategy, one thing, this is your business. And you box yourself in. And this is why you start to feel this anger, frustration, resentment towards it. Nothing more, nothing less. So how to solve it? Well, you take your business and you put it within your life. And you start bringing your business into your life. And here's a simple example of how. You start creating content around your life with business too. One of my friend's best performing emails, it's funny when I say it even out loud. I've never shared this. One of his best performing emails was when he shared how a bird shat on his shirt. A bird pooped on his shirt. He shared it in an email, and the headline was, "A bird pooped on my shirt." And the entire email was how a bird pooped on his shirt, and it was such entertaining. It was so funny. But then at the end, he put a link to one of his programs. Boom. People were entertained. People were having fun. People laughed. And then they saw the offer. They read the offer. It made sense. They moved on. So include your life within your business, within your content. The second thing is personality. I remember there's a level within my business I was making money, but I hated the business. And it was simply because the way that I approached my offer and I approached my work was completely contradictory for my personality. When I did personality assessments, I have the Lord personality. I'm a very big picture guy. Big picture, strategy. I like to put kind of everything, how things flow, how things go, how things should flow, how things should go, future projections, etc., etc. This is my personality. But then my offer was a done-for-you offer. So imagine my work is the very high-level strategy person, but what I was doing for my clients is I was every day in the trenches doing the work for my clients, doing stuff done for you. So what do you think happened? There's a disconnect that happened between my personality, who I am, my being, my hobbies, my presence in life, and what I was delivering. So of course there was a disconnect within my business, and this is why I grew up to hate it. So one of the easiest ways that you could do is match your personality with your offer. So because my personality is a very high-level strategic personality, I do not work with groups, hundreds of people. I work one-on-one, heavy, I charge a lot, but I work very intimately. What is this word? Intimately with my clients. And once I started doing that, first, my clients started to make much more money because they started getting much better results because I was fitted with my personality, but I was much happier. I was happier. I'm getting on calls with, literally right now in 20 minutes, I have a call with a client. It's Friday. It's the afternoon. I could go to the pool. I could go do whatever I want to do, but I'm going to jump on calls with clients because I love it. That doesn't mean that you should love it too. You should find your personality, your own passions, your own being, and include it within your business, include it within your offer. Number 3, and this in my opinion is one of the biggest things, is time. Let's say hypothetically, you are an F1, you love watching F1. Football, formula, racing, whatever you love doing. There's a time on the television where those races are gonna be broadcasted, and when the race is done, the television is gonna move it. Done. And then another broadcast, and then another broadcast. If you do jiu-jitsu, for example, I do jiu-jitsu, there's this training session. We go to the training session is done, everything is done. Simple. Easy. If you love psychology, you love reading books around psychology, you read a book, 30 minutes, 1 hour every single day. Done. That's it. Cool. Most people, they bring their business everywhere at all time. And this is why they start to have this hate towards their business. Because if you bring it everywhere at all time and you're constantly thinking about it, obsessed about it is completely different than thinking about it. There's a very different disconnect. I'm not going to dive deep into it right now in this video. But if you're constantly thinking about it, if you're constantly worried about the business, especially worried about what to do, worried about how to do it, worried about when to do it, you will develop a natural resentment towards the business. You will develop a natural resentment towards the business. So when it comes to time, block time for the business and block time for fam, block time for hobbies, etc. Now, you might be asking here, but Arnold, there are those guys who are relentless about what they do. This is obsession. Obsession is different. Obsession comes in seasons. So I'm going to give you one of the things that I learned from a mentor of mine that I started implementing that changed my entire life. And this is the exact process that people like Dan Koh, Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, multiple different people, very high level people, very high level gurus, whatever you want to call them, they implement. It's called start stop. For example, Iman Gadzhi has 6 months of the year where he is on start mode. Sorry. Heavy marketing, videos, pushing, acquiring, doing, creating, heavy work, and 6 months. What is happening with my pen right now? Okay, this should fix it. On stop, where he's doing everything just to maintain, nothing more, nothing less. Alex Hormozi, he has X amount of time, I don't know, depends on his time, to write a book. So let's say hypothetically 1 year, and then he has another year to think and reap the benefits of his book. You see it in every single high performer. There are I've never met any good, powerful high performer that makes a lot of money and that is in love within his business, that is always on start mode. There's always a start, there's always a stop. There are always seasons within your business. So you need to understand, what is my time? What is my start time? What is my stop time? When do I start? When do I stop? When do I push? When do I recover? What do I do? You are an athlete as a business owner. So treat yourself like one. Now, you don't have to do a 6 month in, 6 month out kind of deal. Maybe you cannot afford to do 6 months or 6 months out. So what you do is 5 hours in, 5 hours out per day, every single day. Depending on you, you find your own rhythm. Now, when I work one-on-one with my people, we do deep personality assessments, analysis, and everything to create that. But for you right now, understand your in and out, your start and stop, and operate from that. So some of the best ways to actually fall in love back into your business is stop only creating. So first things first, stop only creating for the business. Create for yourself and for the business, whether it was content, marketing, everything. Do things that you enjoy, talk about things that you enjoy, and link them to business. This is master copywriting levels. Some of even my best marketing material came from me linking my life with business. Second is understand your personality. Are you an operator? Are you a creator? Are you a Lord personality? What is your personality? Figure it out, match your offer to your personality. And number 3, time. Understand your stop, understand your stop. Know when to push, know when to pull. Know when to create, know when to reap the benefits. And once you do that, you will fall in love back in your business without changing niches, without starting something new, without jumping from market to market, without jumping from strategy to strategy. And once you do this, everything in your life, and everything in your business is going to change because you will spend less time worrying and more time profiting and making money. And this is when you work less but make more. Much more. Cool. This is it for today. If you want us to do this with you, click a link down below, apply for my mentorship. If you want to do it yourself, go, but at least do it.